I'm tired of seeing people throw the baby with the bathwater. I've come across several people, both online and physically, who are skeptical about investing in real estate or who have given up on real estate investment because of a past experience, a past painful experience. Sometimes their experience, sometimes not even their experience, but probably an experience from a loved one's experiences like a vanilla issue, problem like scammers, fraud, um, government acquisition, demolition, and the likes. Yeah, it's really understandable and I know how painful it is. But because of that bad experience, I wouldn't want you to still now throw the baby with the bathwater. You don't just because of that say, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore. Why? Real estate remains the best investment. It remains the best. Land has been existing before we were all born, before our ancestors, before your ancestors, your great grandparents were born. Land has been existing from the foundation, from the beginning of the world, and it will keep existing. Real estate still remains the best. Looking at the fact that you can get great appreciation. Yeah, there's a great appreciation value from real estate. Lands that you see now being sold for about 10 million, 50 million, about 20 years ago or 10 years ago, 20 years ago, they were sold at far low rates. In fact, lands that were sold for about, I've heard about a property that was sold for about 50,000 naira per plot in a particular location. Not it's even somewhere very close to Lagos. Like not even in Songo, so Songo Ota area. And that was about 10 years ago. But now a plot of land in this same area is kind of costing about 20 million. Yeah, even in a place like Ibadan, we are seeing lands are being sold now for 20 million, 5 million, depending on the location. But about 10 years ago, 20 years, it was not so. Look at Banana Island. A plot of land in Banana Island is sold for close to 1 billion. But about 20 years ago, a plot of land was sold for about, let's even say about 1% of, of the current price. Yeah, that's how real estate is. It keeps appreciating. Look at some of these old houses that are being put out for rent. Not even some, I'm talking about ones that are, even though they are old, but they are still being renovated to fit into the times. The price of the rent rate now, it's not the same rent rate about 20 years ago. Your house rent now, your landlord is not going to collect a house that was rented for about maybe say 50,000 naira for 3 bedroom flat about 2015, 10 years ago. Now landlord is going to collect that same amount, especially a place like Lagos. So the landlord keeps getting value for that investment, transferring the ownership problem to his or her children. Give the children will continue getting value, getting value. So that gives me this another reason why you should not throw away real estate investment. You're able to create good legacy for your children. Your children will be grateful to you forever. That that you left something for them. It's a way of creating generational wealth. It's a way of creating generational wealth. Invest so it's more than just you. It will outlive you. It will outlive you. Like I mentioned, real estate remains the best. There is a caveat. It must be done the right way. Now you are saying because of your bad experience or an experience that you've had happen to somebody, you don't want to anymore. Why not instead of see? Why not just sit down and think, okay, what can I do differently? What made this person lose his or her money, or what made me lose my money the last time? What can I do differently? That's all you just need to do. So instead of deciding to deprive yourself of a beautiful opportunity, why not just sit and make decision the right way? He said you cannot keep doing things the same way and expecting a different result. So what made me lose my money then? What can I do differently? And let me tell you one thing that you need to do differently. Involve a professional, especially a professional lawyer. There's something we call due diligence in real estate transaction. Due diligence has to do with taking every necessary step to ensure that the property you are about to purchase is not going to give you. problems in future, to ensure that it is free from encumbrance. So due diligence entails checking with the land registry, entails even making enquiry in that location. It entails physical inspection. It entails asking questions around. It entails going to the court to ensure that there is no existing dispute. Because you may be purchasing a property that is actually undergoing dispute in the court, but you are not aware. And if God helps you, unfortunately, the person you probably purchased from, probably if that person loses that case, you've lost your money. That's how it is. So there are just a lot of things. It entails researching to find out if the property is not under government acquisition. If you are purchasing a building, it entails going through the documents to ensure that there's an approved building plan, because building against regulation or building your property without an approved building plan could actually lead to demolition. It's about checking all the documents, checking if the documents are legit and not forged. It's about checking, making sure that there is a proper transfer of title. Sometimes you buy property from Owanile, but from the wrong person. Every family property has family heads that have been placed in charge, like the Olori Ebi. But a last born can just decide to sell it. So just because somebody gives you some document doesn't mean the person documents can be stolen. So what if you are purchasing a stolen property? What if you are purchasing property sold to you by one of the children of the owner, whereas the owner is not the owner has not even decided? In fact, some people, some parents just have wonderful children, wonderful, that could just decide to sell their father's property while their father is still alive. In fact, even if the father or the mom is gone, was there any will or letter of administration that shows that this property is going to this person? So these are things you need to pay attention to. So sometimes you find yourself losing your property because of things like this. There is a lot that comes into real estate. There's a lot we do with due diligence. So instead of just taking the risk, why not just why not just take the right step by involving a professional? A lot of us do not involve professionals because we don't want to spend. But in the long run, you end up losing more. So why not make that sacrifice to spend this money, spend the money, give it to a professional to handle it for you. That way, your investment is secure. That's the uniqueness with real estate investment. Due diligence saves you a lot of stress. It saves you from future loss. Involve a lawyer in your real estate transaction. Just because somebody was lucky enough, or you were lucky enough to purchase from the right person the last time and there was no issue, nothing, doesn't mean you don't operate with the exception. Okay, so just because somebody was just lucky enough to purchase and get it, everything was done right. I mean, you just happen to purchase and just get a receipt, and there was no issue for you. If you like 10 years, 50 years, no issue, doesn't now mean that, oh, because you didn't involve a professional, you can always do without a professional. No. See, something we call self-medication, right? It's about you having a particular feeling a sickness or pain or something, and you just go to the pharmacy and you just and you, and you get a drug for yourself and you use it and you're fine. But guess what? The fact that you use it and you're fine doesn't change the fact that some people still die from self-medication. There are professionals who have been trained to properly diagnose whatsoever is wrong and to give you the perfect prescription. So the fact that you're able to get fine through self-medication doesn't mean that doctors are useless. The place of doctor is to properly diagnose you. So the fact that somebody got land through self-medication doesn't mean that it should always be done that way. So why not do things differently? So instead of deciding not to purchase properties anymore, why not do things differently by involving a professional in your land, in your in the next purchase you want to make? Or even if you are saying I'm not going to make, now decide I'm going to buy it and I'll keep buying, I'll keep buying, I'll keep purchasing. I'll keep purchasing and leaving legacies for my children, and even keep investing because you don't even know what is the price of this land you are purchasing now. For example, a place like Ibejuleki, about 7 years ago, we were selling Ibejuleki, some land in Ibejuleki for about 5 million. Now, lands are sold in that same area for 50 million. Why? Because of governmental infrastructures happening in that area. Same thing with Epe. Epe, a lot of people are saying Epe. Epe, there are areas in Epe that are close to Ibejuleki and some areas close to Ogun State, right? But Epe now is sold for 20 million, 10 million, 5 million, 7 million. These are lands that were sold for 500K several years ago. That is real estate for you. So if you see people going to a particular area or there's a governmental project in a particular area, don't hesitate to purchase property from that area, but ensure that you undergo adequate due diligence through your lawyer. Let your lawyer involve the rights of yours. Let your lawyer could even help you even, your lawyer could introduce you to licensed realtors. Your lawyer will do the homework for you. So don't lose don't lose what will be a great gain for you in future just because of fear. Face that fear now by involving professional lawyers or professionals, especially a property lawyer in your real estate transaction. And if you are wondering, where do I find a property lawyer? Hello, I'm here. I'm here to help you. You can just look at the phone number on the screen or send us a DM or send us a DM on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn. And you get your response. You can send a WhatsApp message through the from the number to the number on the screen. And I'm here to assist you, okay? So there's more. So just stay tuned. There are lots to learn, a lot to teach you, a lot for you to learn from. And like I mentioned, don't throw the baby with the bathwater. I'm here to help you. Okay? See you next time.